Howdy y'all, welcome to Nerd Studio. We're out at the range today. Gonna talk about the Crossbreed holsters and some others. Stay tuned. Yeehaw! If you're anything like me, you've got a box or a bag that is kind of overflowing with holsters and magazine carriers and stuff. It's kind of a gun enthusiast trait to have one of these around. You go out and you buy a new gun, you get a holster for it, and it's the bee's knees for a while, and there's something, you find out there's something you don't like about the gun, so you decide to sell it, but you forget well, this is me, right? I forget I have a holster for it, and so it just sort of piles up somewhere in a corner. For instance, the N82 Tactical is one of these holsters that over time I decided there was something that wasn't working for me, and so I've got, 3 or 4 of these things piled up in a corner in that bag. So today we're going to talk about the Crossbreed holster, and that is really what today's video is about. But I thought, I was going through the bag and thought, maybe I'll trot a few of those out and try them in some different positions and see if my opinion has changed at all. So we're going to do that too. Why not? Let's get started by talking about the Crossbreed holsters. If you haven't actually had one of these in your hands, the first thing you notice is the leather on this guy is of really good quality. It's thick. It's got they've tooled their emblem in there really nicely. It feels substantial. They leave the back of the holster natural so that it's made to wear up against the skin, and so that picks up the oils from your skin over time, gets softer, and molds to your body. These holsters are exceptional. The clips on them, I'm not a big fan of over-the-belt clips like this because most of the time, for instance, it's one of the things I don't like about the N82 is they're just not strong enough, or two-nates, or however they call that. One of the things you'll notice about the clips on a Crossbreed, though, they are thicker, they stay on the belt better. In fact, I've never actually had one of these come off. It was one of the knocks on the N82 or two-nates. I actually had a couple of times where I had drawn the gun and the holster came with it. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the clips on this holster are fantastic. It is adjustable, 3 different positions. The hardware that they give you for those adjustments are fantastic. It's well made. It's the backside here has, I forget what you call this thing, but anyway, where you screw it into, it has hooks in it, so it digs into the leather and stays put. You can crank this thing down. You don't, if you get it good and tight, you don't have to worry about the clips moving on you. It works really well. Let's see, did I say this one is, they call it the MiniTuck, I guess. This one's made for the Glock 43. I don't know what they're using for kydex. I did look on their website and I can't find any claim on what kind of kydex they're using. But the gun fit is really good. It has just the right amount of retention. Once you get it on your body and that starts to groove like that, starts to give, it puts a little more tension on it. Feels really good. It's got room for your sights, so you don't have to worry about buggering up your sights coming in there. All in all, the fit and finish of this thing is undeniable. So like I said, I've had Crossbreed holsters before, and what I was looking for was something I could go, quick clip onto my belt and run out of the house. So I need to run to the store. I've been using the 3-speed holster. You guys have probably seen those videos. If you haven't, go back and watch them. It's a pretty interesting product itself, but it takes a little bit to put on, and something I want to slam it in the holster and stick it on my belt, run out the door. And I had, like I said, had Crossbreed holsters before there, and knew their reputation. Turns out at Mace Sports in Mebane, North Carolina, if you're local, you know where Mebane is, and maybe you know about Mace Sports, they actually carry these on the shelf, and I didn't know that Crossbreed did that. So it gave me a chance to run in there and actually hold them in my hands and see what I thought about it. What I really wanted was something that I could continue to carry at the appendix level. So using the 3-speed holster, I've learned a little bit more about carrying appendix style and found ways to make that work. Now, they do have an appendix holster. I think they have for the Glock 43, but Mace didn't have it on the shelf there. So the first one I picked up was this thing. This thing's called a Freedom Carry. And it has all the quality of, that I expect out of Crossbreed. But I noticed it was a little bit of the design is a little bit wacky. Can you tell what's kind of goofy about this? You know, if you want to do, you can do that right in the comments below, I guess. I'll give you a second to think about it. All right, you can pause the video. All right, well, anyway. What is kind of wacky about this? Now, well, first let me talk about this screw back here actually is adjustable back and forth, so you can change the cant of this. It's designed so that you can wear it appendix or hip or even in back. I mean, it really goes from, you know, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock to all the way back to 5 o'clock according to the documents. But here's the weird part. All your weights here, this is a pivot point. So let me see if I can back up here and show you what I mean. Okay, so you put the holster in, and there you go. You're set up to kind of appendix style, and you can already see what I'm talking about. So you put your gun in. Look. I'm not sure what they were thinking here with this. The appendix holsters, it looks like the clip for those is right in line with the center of the weight of the holster. And I may still get one of those. But hey, guys at Crossbreed, what were you thinking with this? I'm not knocking your product, but you know, that's pretty crazy bad. Now, yeah, I suppose I could get it in there and just reef the crap out of my belt. Holy smokes, it's still, I don't know. Swing and a miss, folks. I'm not sure, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, but you know, I've gone up to their website, I've gone out to YouTube and tried to look and see what they were thinking with this thing, but yeah, I don't get it. One of the things I didn't realize that Crossbreed actually has a 2-week money-back guarantee, so it's been longer than 2 weeks. I probably could have worked out a refund for this, but that's all right. We'll make the video with it. One other thing I want to say about these Crossbreed holsters, they have a 100% lifetime guarantee. Anyway, so I went back to Mace Sports and was hoping that they had gotten the appendix version in stock, and they had not. I started looking now. I've had a King Tuck holster before. I think it's King Tuck, Maxi Tuck, I don't know, Tuckity Tuck, whatever. They're full size for like a duty holster or my Glock 19, and fantastic holster, does the whole 5 o'clock thing just wonderfully. But I pulled this off the shelf. This is the MiniTuck for the Glock 43, and went, well, the clips on here are adjustable, so I can change the cant if I want to. I could put this guy straight up, and what do you know? It actually works just fine at the appendix. I don't currently have it adjusted for that, but it's good enough to get the idea. Boom. You get plenty of support there. You know, can't complain. Because this gun is so small, having this here at the appendix is not a problem. The holster footprint is not, you know, I imagine with a King Tuck it would be a little awkward, but this MiniTuck works just fine. And you also have the ability then to pretty much put this wherever you want. I mean, it fits here just fine. You get all the way back to the 5 o'clock position, which I think is probably the intended position for these holsters. I guess it feels about 5 o'clock. It pretty much will go anywhere. I think, you know, over time, it's going to really, if you wear it in one place, it's going to mold to that part of your body better, but it is flexible enough to put it wherever you want. So the MiniTuck really does work for me in really any location back here at 4 or 5 o'clock and up here at the appendix. I think if I were going to get serious about this holster in particular, I'd get 2 of them. I would keep one sort of canted for appendix when I wanted it in appendix carry, and the other one at 5 o'clock. I don't know. Really, when I'm carrying 5 o'clock, I'm carrying my Glock 19, so I don't know that I'll bother doing that. I'm still playing around with this holster, get to know it. One of the things that if you're a larger guy, you got to think about, again, this leather is really thick and very sturdy, which means this thing here that backs the slide is really thick and sturdy. So if you got the old skin fold thing, this can really stick you in the skin. And the last one of these I had that got better over time as this broke in. Their plan is that the oils from your skin, right, are going to soften this up and do that for you. And it will. My last Crossbreed I wore quite a bit, and it did that. One of the things that I've learned to wear since then is an A-shirt to sort of protect my skin, which is a new thing for me coming from Washington State. I didn't. You were usually wearing a coat, so you didn't get as much T-shirt weather. Anyway, enough about that. So I thought it would be good to sort of help this leather break in and provide it some oil from another source. And so we went to Walmart, and I got a glove softener for a baseball mitt glove, and that'll be good. I rubbed that on there, and then somehow it didn't make it into the bag. So I went, I'll order some on Amazon, and it'll get there. And I went, well, yeah, but I want to make the video this weekend. So I got the Ballistol out. Take a look. Ballistol is known for being good for conditioning and softening leather. And it does, if I don't use it to clean guns that much anymore, but if you miss that Ballistol smell, treat your holster with it, and then you'll walk around stinking like Ballistol for quite a while. It's already starting to soften up the holster, and I think that smell will reduce over time. It is a mineral oil underneath, so should be really good for leather. All in all, the Crossbreed holsters, you can't argue about the quality of them, and they are very versatile. They have lots of clip options out there. They can lock this thing down to your belt really well. I encourage you to go up, check out their website. If you're in and around Mebane, North Carolina, stop by Mace Sports. They've got them on the shelf there, and you can poke around and look at them. They carry quite a number of them for not just Glocks, but 1911s. They've got inside the waistband, outside the waistband, magazine pouches made by Crossbreed, all good quality stuff, and they're on the shelf. And I think $67, I think, is what these run. Is their basic price, 60, somewhere in the 60s, and that's actually not too bad. It might be a little more expensive on the Crossbreed website. So go Mace Sports. They just expanded recently, so that's pretty cool. Hey, while I was digging through my box, I did pull out the N82 holster, the N82 tactical holster, and discovered that one of the things I hadn't tried was using this guy for appendix carry. And like Glock 19, it's actually not too bad. One of the things I didn't like about this holster is you've got this funky, where you got to twist it to get it out. But the 3-speed holster taught me to do a combat grip, and when you do that with the N82 holsters, it comes right out. So that's kind of interesting. You'll see, not so much that I pulled this out of the box, but this is my outside the waistband holster that I use mostly. This is from Blue Line LLC, my buddy Ken Delano up there in Virginia, and he put my Nerd Gone South logo on it. This is the one that I use with my SIRT pistol, and anytime I'm doing outside the waistband, range days, stuff like that. Really like Ken's holsters. He does a really good job. My all-time favorite inside the waistband holster is this. This is custom made. I've done videos on this before. By Glenn Jefferson right here in Roxborough, North Carolina. Go back and watch that video if you like. I encourage you to go back through that box of holsters that you've got laying around there and have a look, see if you can breathe new life into those, maybe in a different location, or perhaps somebody's got those guns now and you want to send them on. If not, you could develop a holster mouse. I heard a story about a guy, I think he was in Georgia. He went through his box and discovered that a mouse had made a home in his old holster box. There you go. All right, Crossbreed holsters. I think they're a no-brainer. the quality of them, fantastic. We'll, of course, circle back over time as this is broken in, give you a better idea. And I'll probably try and locate the appendix carry for the Glock 43 and try that out for you as well. Cool. Fun day at the range. All right, folks, always remember anyone can shoot. And, you know, even if you're a big guy, you got, you know, special needs due to your rotundness, or maybe you're tall and thin. There's lots of holster options out there, lots of good quality stuff. Consider Crossbreed. What did I miss? Always remember anyone can shoot, and have fun. We'll see you next time.
Yeehaw!